Mainly clear skies again tonight. Lows dip down to about 64. Partly cloudy tomorrow. Highs around 77. Get weather anytime by calling 824-6101 or online at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Currently 78.
WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Time now for your expanded local news. I'm Reed Kamai. Potential Board of Health appointments and a potential kratom ban highlight the agenda for the Christian County Board's July meeting tonight. Like last month's, it will take place at 6 at the Taylorville High School cafeteria. Before the committee's reports and business, the Board of Health appointment votes will take place. Vicki McMahon and Dan Held are the nominees for 3-year terms. From the Highway, Building, Grounds, Environmental, Zoning, Welfare Committee, directors' reports will be shared for business regarding zoning, solid waste, and animal control. There will also be discussions on repairs and renovations, including regarding the courthouse. Discussion on the possibility of a kratom ban will happen in the Executive Personnel Liquor Legislative Committee's section. They will also discuss residency waivers and a community partnership agreement with CEFS. In the Audit, Finance, and Purchasing Committee's portion, members will discuss the budget for fiscal year 2027. They will also share an impact summary for the Christian County Trustee Program. As is customary, before the committee-specific business, the public will have the chance to comment on county-related matters. Stay tuned for updates after the meeting. Christian County-based 4-H participants descended upon the county's University of Illinois Extension office yesterday ahead of the fair. Participants who submitted projects had them judged by local professionals and university professors. Winners receive prizes and the opportunity to present their work at the state fair next month. Projects can also be put up for auction later in the week. Deacon Shanks was among those who presented projects. His was a representation of the Betsy Ross flag from 1777 using metal, which he welded.
So with it obviously being 250th year, we decided to do something kind of patriotic. And so I used steel and made the actual flag itself. And then where it would be white on the flag, I used aluminum netting almost to give it kind of a mixed media appeal.
Okay, and then what about for the red parts of the flag?
The red parts of the flag, I made it out of steel and I bent it using a press to make it look like it's kind of waving.
Waving, okay. That's cool. And then what about the blue?
The blue, I took a flat piece of steel and then I had stars. We had stars left around from another project, and so I was able to take those stars and weld it on. I only used 13 because 50 would have got a little time consuming.
Shanks has been welding since the age of 10 and won an Inspiration Award at a previous state fair for a project he completed in memory of his late grandfather.
That's the first year they let you do it through 4-H. And so I started off with a welding project that year. Then next year did a metal art project. And then every year since I've kind of done both. I've been to state a handful of times with it, and I really enjoyed doing the projects, and I sell them at the 4-H auction here at the fair. The story behind it is really what helps you get that. That year, my grandfather passed away. He really liked fishing, so we kind of made a memorial pond for him, and I made a fish sculpture of a sense, and I took it up there, and so they gave me an inspirational award from that story behind it.
That is really cool that you were able to do that. Now, so the fish statue, is it still in that pond?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's on the outside, and I made it out of some reclaimed discs and stuff I found on the farm. So it really means a lot to me, and be able to symbolize, something he did and something he loves, and a sense, and be able to have that.
Ben Wamsley's project was centered on video production, which he does for Western Illinois University and learned through Tommy TV.
Yes, so the video production, I made a top 10 plays for my college. I attend Western Illinois University. We have a weekly sports show called Leatherneck Insider, where we have all of our members make just packages about any story going on in the week. Generally, I make highlights for whatever sport most recently happened. When our football team took the bye week, I needed something different. So I looked through all my highlight reels, and I took the top 10 plays of the season thus far, turned them into a package, and we did a top 10 plays for our Leatherneck Insider, which I think is the first time that something like that has happened. So the top play was an away game against conference opponent UT Martin. We had one of our senior wide receivers go into the end zone. This was actually an ESPN top play. This was ESPN number 2 on top plays of the week. He made a diving one-handed grab, Odell Beckham Jr. style, and pulled it in for the touchdown and was, without a doubt, the top play.
Lane Blyler brought a decorated cake for judging. She says seeing another member present a similar project in the past inspired her to take it up.
So I first did cake decorating. So I decorated a 1-layer cake with like flowers and borders and stuff. And then I did sweet rolls, and so that's just kind of my 2 that I did. This is actually my first year like doing it for 4-H, but I like have decorated cakes in the past, but this is like my first year for 4-H.
Okay, what inspired you to get into cake decorating?
So I saw it last year and I like really thought it was cool and stuff, so then I decided to do it this year, and I think it was worth it.
Colin May presented among his projects a model rocket, which was inspired by his family's passion for the hobby.
So I made the rocket from a set, and you just have to build it and then show it off, and then after you show it off, you can shoot it off. My mom used to do it with my grandpa, so I kind of wanted to try it out, so I made it with my grandpa.
Okay, talk about how you make this model rocket. Like, what kinds of materials do you use? What goes into that?
So like we bought like a set, and then we have like an engine and all that, and we like have this engine tube, but we take the engine out for the show because it doesn't want to like fly off and stuff.
More information on the University of Illinois Extension's 4-H involvements is available at 4h.extension.illinois.edu. The Christian County Fair's schedule is available on their website, christiancountyfair.com. Lane Blyler, Colin May, Deacon Shanks, and Ben Wamsley appeared as guests on the WTIM Morning Show live from the Extension's Christian County office. The Lakeland College Board of Trustees is preparing for elections to fill the seats of 2 members. Gary Cadwell's and Tom Wright's 6-year terms will expire in May of the coming year, and elections for their seats will take place April 6th, 2027. Those interested in running for the open seats must be U.S. citizens, aged 18 or older, and a resident of Community College District number 517 for 1 year before the election. Candidates must present a petition with at least 50 signatures from residents in the aforementioned district. They must also present a statement of candidacy and proof of having submitted a statement of economic interest to the Coles County Clerk's Office. Candidates may collect petition signatures starting Tuesday, August 25th. Completed materials must be delivered in person to Lakeland College's Office of the President. Election winners will assume office within 28 days of the election date. Election packets are available by calling 217-234-5222, emailing Office of the President at lakelandcollege.edu, or visiting the Office of the President in person. On April 30th and May 1st, TJHS celebrated students who went above and beyond during the recent Fannie Mae fundraiser by giving them a special VIP experience. The VIP incentive was made possible thanks to the generous support of several community partners, including Angelo's Pizza, BK Limo, and Perfect Pastries fundraisers. Students who sold 25 or more items were treated to a limousine ride and a lunch celebration at Angelo's Pizza. The reward gave students a chance to enjoy a fun experience with their classmates while celebrating their fundraising accomplishments. School officials say the fundraiser is an important opportunity to support students and provide resources that benefit the school community. They also expressed their appreciation to all of the students who participated, as well as the families and community members who helped make the fundraiser a success. School officials also said the funds raised through events like the Fannie Mae fundraiser play a vital role in supporting students throughout the school year. The school extended a special thank you to the students who put in the effort to reach their fundraising goals and to the local businesses that helped make the VIP experience possible. Taylorville Junior High School says the celebration was a great way to recognize student achievement while highlighting the impact that teamwork and community support can have.
Jason Wright here, owner of J&J Fencing based in Greenville, taking this time to ask for your ag fencing business. I have a young and energetic three-man crew with a combined 16 years of experience. My foreman is Justin Radford from Pana. I come from a family of business owners and know what it takes to deliver a quality product. I work with the best customers daily, farmers. They are honest, have integrity, and know what they want. I'd appreciate your business. J&J Fencing, Greenville, Illinois. Find us on Facebook.
As a proud sponsor of this year's Christian County Fair, Central Commodity FS is fueling the fun all week long. We're also honored to once again donate the fuel that helps keep the fair running and bring back a crowd favorite, the Tot Rod Pedal Pole. Hi, I'm Erica May with Central Commodity FS, inviting you to join us Saturday morning for the Tot Rod Pedal Pole. Registration begins at 9 a.m. in the Expo building, and children ages 3 to 10 are welcome to participate. Medals will be awarded to the top 3 finishers in each class. Central Commodity FS looks forward to seeing you at this year's fair.
The Shelbyville Public Library is into the latter part of its summer reading program. Young readers in the community will be able to enjoy a pool party at the very end. There are events on the horizon for the adults as well. Director Monica Cameron says story hours and craft events are among the plans for youth.
The next 2 Mondays, we'll continue with our story hours. And again, the Mondays do require a separate registration. Next Wednesday, on July 22nd, we have Aikman Wildlife, which is right out of Arcola, coming. They're going to be bringing some animals, and kids have a chance between group 1 or group 2. Group 1 starts at 10:30, and they'll get about half an hour of a presentation and to get to know the animals. Group 2 starts right after that one. That one is our only program this year, Wednesday program, that's going to be held at the library. And on Friday, July 24th is our last Friday drop-in craft. And kids are going to get to take beans and glue them into a shape and be able to paint the beans. And it's called bean painting or bean art. Oh, okay. And we'll have some outlines that they can use. And there's this really cute goose outline that they can paint. And we'll have some other ones as well.
The pool party is set for Tuesday, July 28th, next Tuesday, from 6 to 8 at Forest Park.
You don't have to have a pool pass or anything like that. You come and you just take part in our end of the summer reading pool party. Hopefully the weather is going to comply and give us a dry evening, and kids can come in and swim and have a lot of fun.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier the foam day, and it seems like the weather has been cooperating, because what a great day for that.
Yeah, the only day that we had an issue was the day that we had the yard games outside, and we had a couple inflatable games that we had rented, and we knew storms were coming that day. But at first it was supposed to be like 3 o'clock, and then 1 o'clock, and then 12:30, and then that morning it was supposed to be closer to noon. And then they ended up coming about 11 o'clock. So that one got cut short. But the weather has worked out pretty well for us.
For teens and adults, crochet nights, true crime talks, and more are on the calendar for the remainder of the summer.
The 21st, we have a crochet night from 5:30 to 7. On Thursday, the 23rd, we are having our true crime night from 5:30 to 7. And then on Thursday, July 30th is going to be our paint night for teens and for adults. And I have one more thing that I want to talk about that you can start now if you wish. I've wanted for several years to have a spooky Shelbyville event.
Okay.
And we all have those stories of someone in our life passing, and then some kind of dream that we had about them, or maybe something else may have happened. We'd love to hear those stories. If you have anything that was creepy, unexplainable, if you had maybe something a little paranormal, we would love your true stories, and then have an event where we read some of those stories. And if enough, I would love eventually to end up putting a book together about spooky Shelbyville.
More information on the Shelbyville Public Library is available at shelbyvillelibrary.org. Monica Cameron appeared as a guest on the WTIM Shelbyville Morning Show. The need for food across the state continues to rise as prices remain high. Leaders at the Midwest Food Bank report that the need is so high that they are seeing a 15 to 20% increase across their agency's food banks statewide. Mike Swartz serves as the executive director of the Midwest Food Bank in Normal. The Midwest Food Bank brings together a network of over 2,400 nonprofit partners across the Midwest to deliver food to those in need. For those in need of assistance, visit MidwestFoodBank.org. The American Red Cross is asking for blood donations as the supply fell nearly 25% in June. Summer is the height of trauma season, and the gap between school blood drives leaving the Red Cross with a blood shortage. There are upcoming donation opportunities to help quell what it calls an emergency need. Red Cross spokesperson Ann Vastmans says there are some common misconceptions about blood donations she would like to address. The Red Cross cannot stockpile blood supply as it has a limited shelf life that must be continually replenished. Types O positive and B negative blood are especially needed. Learn more at redcrossblood.org/July. It's not too early to start looking at August and fall weather models. Meteorologist Paul Otto is with Freeze Notice Weather. Otto says as the state enters the last half of July, only a couple of small pockets are showing up as abnormally dry on the latest U.S. drought monitor. Now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. 68-year-old John J. Joseph Belk of Taylorville died July 11th. The funeral service will take place today at 10:30 at McClure Funeral Home in Taylorville. Arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Taylorville. 41-year-old Ryan Bubba Stolz of Decatur died July 11th. Visitation is today from noon till 2 at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. The funeral service will immediately follow. Burial will be at Nokomis Cemetery. Arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. And 72-year-old Raymond Ray Thomas Shaw of Springfield died July 10th. A funeral mass will take place August 8th at 11 at Blessed Sacrament Catholic Church in Springfield. A private celebration of life will follow. A quick look at the weather today. We're expecting a high near 88 and a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms before 9. Get local news anytime at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and every hour